Hi everyone, I'm Jayla and today I'm going to be presenting my country briefing on France. So French domestic politics. France is a unitary republic with a bicameral legislature, which is composed of the National Assembly and the Senate. Um, the French constitutional system is described as semi-presidential. So there is a president who serves as the head of state. Currently, this is Emmanuel Macron, and he is directly elected by French voters in 2 rounds. Uh, this 2 round system is known as the runoff system, and it allows citizens to vote for their most preferred candidate in the first round and then vote for a more electable candidate in the second round. So this system prompts for greater political participation. In addition to the president, France also has a prime minister who serves as head of government. Currently, this is Jean Castex, and he is appointed directly by the president. What makes French politics so interesting is its political cohabitation. So, whenever the president is from a different political party than the legislative majority, the president must select a prime minister who belongs to that majority party. Currently, this does not apply, as the majority president and prime minister are all in affiliation with La République En Marche, which is the centrist and liberal political party in France. A current political issue in France um, as of now is the separatism law, or the Reinforcing Republican Principles Bill, as it is also known as. Um, this bill was recently passed by France's National Assembly on February 16th, and the government claims that this bill will help fight Islamic extremism and protect France's secular system. So France's constitution specifically describes its government as an indivisible, secular, democratic, and social republic. So they really stress that secular aspect. And this bill has sparked controversy in that it has violated religious freedoms, as well as has targeted France's 5.7 million Muslims, which is the largest Muslim population in Europe. As you can see on this slide, there is a photo um, of a protest in Paris. So some of the proponents of this bill include reducing homeschooling, as many Muslims will use this as a cover-up and instead enroll their children in underground religious schools. Um, it also wants to implement criminal offenses to any threats towards elected officials or public sector workers, as well as overseeing religious practices and associations and the money being put into these religious practices and associations. This bill also looks to ban doctors from issuing virginity certificates, which are typically requested upon arranged marriages. And lastly, wants to ban the wearing of the hijab from Muslims under 18. So as you can see, this bill is an attack on the civil liberties of Muslims, instead of what was meant to do, which was address Islamic extremism, which is nowhere directly addressed in this bill. I also thought this was interesting because in America, we see a distinguishment between church and state. However, we do allow for the freedom of religion, expression, and the practice of it. For example, you can enroll your child in a private school that strictly teach religion, where in France this is not so much um, looked upon. They really want to stress that secular aspect in their government. So France's relations with the EU. France is one of the 6 founding member states of the EU. So they joined on February 1st of 1958. The European Union is also a part of the Schengen area as of March 26, 1995. So this is an area without internal borders. So there is free circulation without being subject to border checks. In addition to this area, France is also part of the Eurozone. Before 1999, they use the franc as their currency. However, they have switched to the euro. I also wanted to note and speak about Franco-German relationships. With Germany being the largest contributor to the EU budget, contributing 25.82 billion euros, and France falling closely behind, contributing 21.1 billion euros. The Franco-German relationship and its cooperation with one another is essential to European integration. The UK, who is also a major contributor to the European Union, since they had left, France and Germany have had to step up in that aspect. So Brexit and the UK's exit from the European Union had weakened integration forces and prompted division in the EU. In addition to Brexit, COVID-19 has furthered the division by prompting border closures and severely damaging the economies of many European Union member states. So, to combat this, Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, and French President, who we spoke about, Emmanuel Macron, proposed the borrowing of 500 billion euros for a recovery fund in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This joint approach to borrowing money has been long resisted by Germany and other northern member states, and the reluctance to do so has proven to be an obstacle in furthering European integration. So the fact that they are in support of this is a step in the right direction to hopefully furthering European integration. Here are my sources. If anyone wants to take a look at these, there are some interesting articles, especially in relation to the separatism law. So you could take a look at those. Other than that, thank you for listening.